Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, welcome. We're gonna be doing a comic book reading. Comic book reading. We're gonna be reading What If Daredevil killed the kingpin. The kingpin. The kingpin. Daredevil. Okay. I said it. I said the name. And he's got another name, and it's written down right here. You want it or not? She was desperate, down as far as a person could go. So Karen Page sold the last thing of value she owned. Her former lover's greatest secret soon found its way into the hands of his greatest enemy, Wilson Fisk, the kingpin of crime. Using that information, the kingpin made Daredevil's life a walking nightmare. It was slow, insidious torture, one that piece by piece stripped the hero's civilian life of anything that made it meaningful. Already close to an emotional breakdown, the man without fear was pushed further out of control, violently seeking reasons for his misfortunes. The kingpin relished every moment from afar. Anyone who might have interfered with the kingpin's plan was eliminated. Karen Page just barely avoided death, though it would continue to pursue her. At last, the kingpin, having stripped the man of his cherished law career, destroyed his enemy's very home. The tormented soul then found what he was meant to find, the kingpin's taunting signature, and Matt Murdock was consumed with the urge to kill. Murdock had been robbed of his sight as a teenager. Simultaneously, he was gifted with the heightening of his remaining senses, as well as a radar sense that enabled him to maneuver, as now did toward this kingpin skyscraper headquarters. Yes, he had sorely wanted to kill the kingpin, or to at least try, but the obsession with honor and justice that had always driven Murdock prevailed and made him rule out that possibility. He lashed out at Fisk without plan or strategy. His mental condition made him sloppy, careless. The kingpin was neither. He beat Murdock senseless, then rearranged a death for him that would seem accidental. But Murdock escaped, thereby beginning his long, slow climb back to sanity. Desperate to prevail, the kingpin sent the superhuman mercenary called Nuke to kill Daredevil. Nuke failed. For then at least the kingpin was rooted. Murdock picked up the pieces of his life. But there are other realities where things turned out differently. So let us now rejoin Matt Murdock just a few minutes before his fateful confrontation with the kingpin. Outwardly calm, he rides the elevator up toward Fisk's office, but inside the man's brain there is a battlefield. He has fantasized this day about killing the kingpin. Fisk is the blot on society. He thinks surely he deserves death. Isn't that for a court of law to decide? The court justice, that is what lawyer Matt Murdock has dedicated his life to, and yet he's on the way, Mr. Fisk, and he's clean. This way, bud. Say, you walk pretty good for a blind guy. Come right in, Mr. Murdock. Mr. Fisk is expecting. Oh, sorry. No problem. My fault. The kingpin is evil and powerful enough to avoid Murdoch, for the first time, is gripped by the appeal of another sort of justice. Kingpin laughs and Murdoch hears evil itself. The blind man makes a decision. The Kingpin knows Murdoch. He knows it must be a bluff. Don't be a fool, Murdoch. Hand it over. Murdoch's radar sense shows him what he needs. Even as his enhanced hearing detects the quickening of his heartbeat, enemy's heartbeat. One shot is all it takes, and with that action, Matt Murdoch's reality is irreparably changed. I am the Watcher. Join me as we explore the startling events that come to pass in Matt Murdoch's life as we answer the question, what if the Daredevil had killed the Kingpin? Murdoch stands there numb and listening as his heartbeat slows and stops. His mind races along at 1,000,000 miles an hour so that no thought is discernible. Now is not the time for thought. Have a nice day, Mr. Murdoch. Soundproof door, no one heard. If the guard suspects, he doesn't show it. He still doesn't realize that Murdoch lifted his gun when he stumbled into him. Murdoch senses the crowd of New York rushing about him, engrossed in their petty concerns. They don't realize he just eradicated the source of the evil in the world. 15 minutes later, I'm sorry to disturb you, Mr. Fist, but several blocks away, the adrenaline raging through his veins abates. And this man, for whom the pursuit of justice was everything, realized that in one moment of unbridled passion, he betrayed all that he ever believed in. For hours, he simply kneels there in his shadow as the weight of his crime becomes too much to bear. There is only one solution. A man breaks the law, he has got to pay the price. And again, Matt Murdoch goes in pursuit of justice. It didn't take long for the news of the fat man's death to leak out. The death toll on the gang war, which began little more than 2 hours ago, is already 23. All over New York, police are mobilizing to try to keep too many innocents from being blown away in the havoc. I don't know if it was like I was watching someone else, like it wasn't me that was pulling the trigger. Only it was me, and part of me was glad I was doing it. But it was wrong, detective, wrong. So I've come here, I have broken the law, and I'm ready to receive my punishment. Mr. Murdoch, you have the right to a trial by a jury of your peers. I don't want a trial, I'm guilty. Why is he telling me all this? Who is this nut? Wish my brother'd get here so I'd take me home already. I've been here in the drunk tank all day, now this. And of your peers, and they have found you guilty, Matthew Murdoch, and your punishment is clear. You're hereby sentenced to live, burdened with the knowledge that you have betrayed everything you've ever stood for. Now go out into the world and serve your sentence. No, it's not fair. I've killed. The law must execute me so I can be at peace. Mister, I think you got the wrong. Listen, send me out there and I will be killed by the Kingpin's man and some other gangster flunkies. I don't want to let scum like that take my life. I want justice, the justice I've always fought for. Pal, here's some justice for you. Vintage 1988 Gallo. The cop didn't even bother to search me. Maybe it's just what you need to feel better. A wino's word melt into the killer's delusions. He hears what his tormented conscience needs to hear. We are done here with you here, Murdoch. Leave this court immediately. But there are other higher courts a man can appeal. Perhaps if the madness was not eating away at him, Murdoch would even now be in a cell awaiting trial. But if you were here saying he would not have killed at all, so he begins a quest for justice, not sure if it even exists anymore. Desperately hoping it does. The word is some lawyer met Murdoch off the kingpin. Murdoch? He's blind. What'd he do? Shoot him with a braille gun? Yeah, a riot, Charlie. Yeah, a real riot. Nearby at the offices of New York Daily Bugle. I don't believe it. Or maybe I do. Maybe it all makes sense. He's been acting so weird lately. Who's been? What's going on? Matt Murdoch Parker, according to the tipster on the phone, he killed the kingpin. He what? Peter Parker has been the kingpin's enemy even longer than Daredevil. He knows what it's like to be tempted to kill as vile a person as Wilson Fisk. He had his own chance to do it, but he never did, never descended to the criminal's level. Parker always imagined that if and when he heard of Kingpin says he'd dance a jig, somehow dancing is the last thing he feels like doing. I've got to follow this up. If I need a shuttle bug, Parker, I'll call you. Right, sure, thanks, Ben. Ben Urich is one of the few who had known that Matt is Daredevil. He's determined to get full story. More importantly, he's going to see if he can find and help his friend. While Peter Parker isn't exactly Murdoch's friend, he too knows the lawyer's secret and harbors one of his own. For Peter Parker is better known as the Amazing Spider-Man, and minutes later he swings across the city in search of Matt Murdoch. In this alternate reality, Ben Urich will never find Murdoch, and he will regret this as long as he lives. As for Peter Parker, he'll soon enough find the one he seeks, but first the scene shifts to the penthouse apartment of the gang leader called The Rose, as trailing a deceptively merry trail of smoke behind him. The hobgoblin comes a-calling. He's dead, Rose. Dead. Okay, everybody, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. And if you'd like to support the channel, you can check out the links in the description down below. Thank you very much, and have a good night.